Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to do a short video on how to fill those old hole spaces on a dresser, nightstand. You want to update the hardware. You can't find hardware to fit that current hole spacing. So what do? Are you stuck with that old hardware? No, you're not. It's a very simple, easy way to fill those current holes and then drill new ones. Just a couple of things you need. I'm going to show you how to do that simply today and the supplies you're going to need to do that. I do it all the time. I modernize my pieces of furniture by updating their hardware. I get really lucky if I happen to have the right hole spacing for the right piece of hardware that I want for that dresser, and then I'm super excited, but that doesn't always happen. So I do this a lot where I drill and fill the holes. So I'm going to show you. Let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna do these nightstands. I got lucky and the dresser actually works for all the hardware that I wanna use, but the nightstands do not. So, a couple of things you're gonna need. You're gonna need wood dowels. And I've got all different types of sizes. Hardware stores carry all different sizes, so you're just gonna have to figure out what size your holes currently are so that you can put that wood dowel in there. And then I use a little hand saw because we're gonna chop off the back or the front of the wood dowel. You're gonna need some wood filler and then obviously a hammer to tap in your dowels. So I'm gonna go ahead and tip the camera down so you guys can see what we're working with up close and just show you how easy and how quick this really is. All right, as you can see, I've done a couple little wood fill areas. And so what I'm gonna do, there's two ways to do it. I can tap it in from the front and then cut off in the back in the drawer, or I can do it the opposite way. And I think what I'm gonna do is tap it in from the back side. So I'm taking my handsaw. This is a really tiny little old one that my husband let me borrow. And I'm just basically, and I'm doing it on the inside here because that way I won't have any opportunity to scratch the face of the piece. And look. Voila. Now, you can do this if you have, a power tool, a saw that you can use that, but I see no need, and not everybody has power tools. So you can totally do this with a hand saw, no problem. Look how nice and flush that is. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is turn the drawer around and we'll go ahead and fill that little hole with wood filler. Once that dries, we sand it. You're never gonna know there was a hole there. One other thing you might want is a putty knife. You can definitely do this with your finger, but I do have some putty knives, so I just would use them. I went ahead and put my wood filler on there. And I'm getting it all over, but that's okay. I can wipe it off. And I get a good amount of that putty on there so that I can make sure I build it up enough. And when I sand this off, you won't be able to see it, and I won't sand through all of the putty I just put on. So this is gonna go ahead and dry, and then we'll sand it, and I'll show you that you will never be able to tell that there was a hole there. And then these are getting painted. So once I do put a little primer on them before I go ahead and paint. And the only reason I do that is just for that extra coverage to make sure we don't see any inconsistencies or indifferences between the original finish. Since these will show, we want to make sure that they don't show. Okay, so I've done all of the drawer holes. This is what they look like after I put the putty on them. So now I'm gonna go ahead, and the last step of this is to sand it. I've got some 320 grit sandpaper. It's what I typically use to sand this off. You don't need anything super gritty or aggressive. And basically all you're gonna do is just lightly sand. Let me show you, tip the camera down. You're just gonna lightly sand off that excess. Sometimes you do find that you'll need to do another skim coat of the wood putty just to make sure that you got every little nook and cranny. It's super smooth. That feels super smooth. I mentioned that I prime it. One of the other reasons that I prime this area prior to painting it, that will allow me to see how it's going to look before I actually lay my paint down. So that is it. It's really simple. This particular wood filler that I use dries really, really fast. I then run my fingers over it to make sure it's really smoothed out and nice and even. And then, like I said, if I feel the need, I can go ahead and do another little skim coat of the wood putty. But basically, that is it, you guys. This is gonna be ready for primer. I'm gonna go ahead and prime that to make sure that nothing is going to show through and we won't be able to see these holes. Okay, so that's basically it, you guys. So these are pretty smooth. I'm going to go ahead and prime that. I will show you that once I go ahead and do that, just so you can see it. And then once I have this painted, I'll also give you a peek and let you see what it looks like so that you can know this actually works. All right, you guys, that is it. We are at the end of the video. Super simple, quick, easy process. You don't need a lot of tools. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being subscribers. Keep subscribing so you can get all of my videos in the future, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Take care, stay safe and healthy. Bye-bye.